The 4-step method to high performance trading is about bulletproofing your daily routines, your executions, your skill set, your mindset, and your beliefs to execute your edge trading in live time. Building your discipline and confidence in live time is how you will be able to produce those results consistently over the long term. The 7-step daily routine for high performance traders is about developing your process, your habits, your mindset, your beliefs, your skill set to master the markets. Bulletproof yourself for success and consistency over the long term. The links are in the description box below. Let's get started.
Good day, traders. Stacey Burke from Stacey Burke Trading. Starting off a new week, a little technical video, a mindset reset to reinforce the importance of hunting money-making trading setups. Today we'll go over 4 repeating simple opportunities. We've already seen a couple of them as the new week has started, but emphasizing to traders, keeping everything really simple, deciding what setups you're hunting. So let me just talk real quickly about this is not my theory. This is my approach, a rinse and repeat approach. So if traders are going to the screen each day just randomly looking for trades, that's different than traders who are hunting specific repeating setups. So forget about what I think. What is it that you're going to do this week? Do you have setups that rinse and repeat that you're hunting on any instrument or on the same instrument? Is it a buy type of day, a sell type of day? What setups are you hunting this week? The first one we're going to look at is the first red day. Now, the importance of first red day is remembering, number one, their daily signals. We're targeting the opportunities that might give us a daily range. Now, I've talked about looking and hunting specifically for shorting opportunities, but I also can flip this and look for buying opportunities if those setups present. Remember what I talked about, A triple plus, A double plus, and A plus setups. We're going to have all in high of week to low of week opportunities, high of day to low of day opportunities, and nail and bail where we've got a session trade, we've got an extreme put in place, and they're looking to go back to reverse through previous sessions that are in the money. So when I say to traders, what setup are you hunting? I literally mean what setups are you hunting that make you money, as opposed to just randomly, impulsively looking for trades. So as we start the new week, get very specific about what money-making setups you're hunting. First, red day, page 58 in the playbook. Now, Friday gave traders a first red day signal on the DAX 40. So again, building your watch list, if you're looking for first red day signals for shorting opportunities, you're going to build your watch list with instruments that give you a first red day signal, or you're following them as the first red day signal may play out. We have a market that on Friday took out weekly highs, and it was also the highest closing day of the month as we headed into our new week, new timing cycle on a Monday, a first red day signal on Friday, the high of week, and also the high of month level in this particular case. So number one, building your watch list on instruments in your basket, and then going to the screen in the timing window in your session and understanding there are only 2 setups when a chart comes to fruition on the day in your session. Pump, coil, and dump, pump, coil, and dump, or dump, coil, and pump. Now, I just said a moment ago, what setup are you hunting? I like to look for shorting opportunities. So I'm specifically looking primarily for opportunities that are going to give me the pump, coil, and dump setup. That's what I want to find right here. Now we're going to get trap and shift setups also at extremes. They're going to be violent A top and V bottom reversals, which we're also going to look at today. That's it. So we're going to get pump, coil, and dump, or we're going to get a violent V bottom reversal or an A top reversal. So if I'm hunting shorting opportunities primarily, I'm going to be looking for the A top reversal. Now they're going to be instruments, as I said, with indexes. I'm long biased, so I'm going to be hunting V bottoms when those present. But on the backside of a week or a month, I'm going to be looking for A top or monkey hammer pump, coil, and dump opportunities. Now the whole point of keeping things simple is rinse and repeat. Traders want to watch and do all kinds of things. But the reality of it is, unless you're actually executing the trades and keeping things rinse and repeat simple, you're going to say, how did you do that? When in reality, you're just not following the process and actually putting instruments on your watch list, because entry, stop loss, and a take profit criteria is the same on every single trade, whether you're going long or short. Let's just review this quickly. We have a first red day signal on the DAX, which is the European index. So traders who are trading the Europe-London window are either trading the DAX specifically or they have it in their basket. How did price set up on the day? What type of template is this? It's a pump, coil, and potentially dump setup. Entry, stop loss, page 29 in the playbook, basic entry model criteria, entry, stop loss, and a 200% expansion of the range. Not Fibonacci, not all kinds of science projects, a 200% expansion of a consolidation of the high-low Friday's closing price, which is where everything starts from, and a 200% expansion of the range, a daily range as the target, an A double plus trade setup opportunity. Now, the next thing to consider is that 2 to 3 of these opportunities in the week for these traders scaled up in size is enough to significantly compound your trading account. So trying to catch a move on every single trade versus targeting a daily range, an A++ opportunity, rinse and repeat, any instrument, any market. We had a daily signal, we built our watch list. How did price set up into the timing window? And it's either pump, coil, and dump, or dump, coil, and pump. But remember, I'm hunting specific setups. Which setups are you hunting this week? So that's our first signal. Next, we're going to look at an inside day. Inside day, page 69 in the playbook. We can look for false break reversal opportunities, reversal trades, or trend trade setups. Now on Friday, gold gave traders an inside day signal. So remember, the number one thing if you're hunting these signals is to be building your watch list every single day. We start a new week, a new timing cycle. Traders in Asia, London, or New York, if you're building your watch list because you're hunting those signals, will have the instrument on your watch list. Now, if it's left the train in an earlier session, it's off the list. You're still hunting your same setups, just on different instruments on the day, as opposed to going to the screen and trading one instrument every day, regardless of the opportunity that presents. Remember, I'm targeting the daily range. These are daily signals targeting a daily range. Build your watch list. Now let's take a look at the signal. We've got a signal day on Friday, the inside day signal. If we take a look at our template, we can see that Thursday was an outside day. Wednesday formed a peak formation. Monday was our high of week level that made lower lows before pumping up into a 3-day setup. Page 31 in the playbook, which is why this is so important for traders who are hunting setups, because again, we're targeting daily ranges. You do not change any day counts or anything else unless daily levels are broken. A 3-day setup involves a peak formation at a weekly extreme, and when the opposite side of a daily range is broken, we can start a new 3-day template. And what that means is this: Monday closed in breakout last week, making lower lows. It continued to go lower on Tuesday, putting a peak formation low in place, but that day count doesn't start until a daily range on the opposite side is broken. Remember, daily ranges. So when traders are out there marking up all kinds of little bars inside and calling them peak formations and everything else, these daily levels are formed by peak formations. And remember, what setup are you hunting? We're not trying to read markets everywhere. We're looking for instruments that give us signal days, and then on the day having a watch list, and whether or not that setup happens in my session. Or does Asia get the trade? Does London get the trade? Or does New York get the trade? Day 1, day 2, day 3 blows off in the direction of that short-term trend, giving traders in Asia the early session opportunity. Remember the setups that we just looked at: a triple plus, a double plus, and A plus opportunities. Yes, this trade went from the high of day to the close of the day, but in the meantime, it broke down before pulling back. Each session, I see this as a session nail and bail, and what that means is an opportunity that is scalable for that session from level to level, locking in the money. If you decide to leave a trailer with the thesis that this market may continue to break down in the other sessions, giving traders, again, opportunities in session windows from level to level, scalable opportunities, locking in the bulk of the profits, leaving a trailer, or holding the entire position. But that is your discretion as a trader to make that decision. I'm looking to lock in the money in my session for scalable opportunities. Nail and bails can still be done with size, but then being done, walking away if you want to leave a trailer. Again, having that plan in place prior to taking the trade. Know where you're getting out before you get in. How will you manage your risk? How you will trail that last position or the entire position. I lock in the money and I walk away. Now, bringing us to our signal day on Friday, building our watch list for our Monday based on signal days. Traders in the Asian window had a 3-day setup with an inside day signal. Thursday formed a peak formation high. The low of day level was broken, and Friday's an inside day. Day 1, day 2, a day 3 setup on Monday, the opening range in a new week, new timing cycle at the low of week level. An example of the V bottom trap and shift coming at the beginning of our new week. Traders using the basic model get a little bit later fill, but still a 1-bar stop, entry, stop loss, and a take profit level. V bottoms and A tops give traders a later entry with our universal entry criteria, page 29 in the playbook. But understanding that these violent reversals on A tops and V bottoms can still be entered early when the thesis is in place. The EMA will lag in this particular case, but the setup is still there. Keeping things very simple: entry, stop loss, take profit level, a 200% expansion from level to level. Friday's closing price again is where everything starts from. Consolidation, the setup at the low of week level, the new week, the new timing cycle, and the explosive parabolic reversal and a 200% expansion of the range. Signal day on our watch list, page 69, but also a 3-day setup, new week, new timing cycle. Now, last week we saw a first green day signal on the pound yen. So remember, the process is, what setup are you hunting, or what setups are you hunting? Building your watch list each day, or keeping your watch list and following your instruments and understanding what type of template they're in. Go back and watch the higher time frame videos. And then the patience of each day, following the instruments in your basket with those signals. How do they set up into my session? And that comes back to understanding the weekly template. Coming back to understanding the weekly template. Monday, day 1, the opening range. Everything starts from Friday's closing price. What signal day came up on Friday on our watch list? Are you hunting one specific signal day? Are you trading one instrument? Are you trading 4 instruments? What setups are you hunting? What type of template are those instruments in? So we have Monday's opening range. Tuesday typically expands the range. Day 2 on the front side. Day 3 can blow off, as we just saw on the example from gold last week. Wednesday is day 3 on the front side of the week. That's also the reset. That's the middle of the week. This is not my theory. This is what happens every single week on every single instrument. But what setup are you hunting? What signals are you hunting? Wednesday can be the basic model signal day every single week, whether it's a first red day, a first green day, an inside day, 3 days of breakout traders in the markets. Thursday, day 2, we can look for range reversals, range reversal opportunities. Now, if we're at an extreme of a month, we can see a first green day signal play out with a range expansion on the backside of the week, because Thursday's day 2, as is Tuesday. So we could have a range expansion opportunity on the backside of the week coming out of a first green day signal. And Friday, the closing range of the week. We went through this in previous videos, open, high, low, close. Friday closes out the week. We can see profit taking. We can see traders closing out positions. We can see traders building positions into the weekend. I don't hold positions over the weekend. I'm looking for the scalable opportunities to make money, not to get the extreme and hold on for 5 days. Where's my session trade setup? Is it an A triple plus, an A double plus, or an A plus setup? Friday was our new month, beginning of our new month. Non-farm payrolls Friday, August 1st. We had a first green day signal on the Tuesday, which was also an inside day. So we've got 2 signals, a first green day signal, page 64, an inside day signal, page 69, and we have a market now that closes in breakout on Wednesday. So here's what happens with traders. They got 10 instruments, they're following all kinds of signals, they don't get any trades, and they forget about this instrument. Traders that are hunting first green day or long setups, buying templates, following first green day signals, and then building their watch list and following those instruments to find that setup if indeed it presents in their session in line with the higher time frame template. Daily signals, daily range opportunities. Wednesday closes in breakout, the midpoint range of the week, a new signal day. It's still green. Reset. Day 1, day 2, day 3, reset. Day 1, day 2 on the backside of the week now. We have a signal day. We have our setup presenting into our timing window if you're a Europe London session trader. Pound yen would be on your list following a first green day signal. Entry, stop loss, and a take profit level. Keeping things as simple as possible. You can go to break even, you can lock in the money earlier, but you want to squeeze the maximum amount out of a winning trade. Now, we're not going to talk about major red news, but in this particular case, major red news acted as a catalyst completing the move. Now, traders from the previous playbook will understand that we want to lock in the bulk of that money if they're leaving a trailer, not risking any significant capital in front of a major red news release. The point I want you to get out of this video is signal days, deciding what setups you're hunting. When those setups present into your session, there are only 2, a buy template or a sell template. That's it. And it's either dump, coil, and pump, coil, and dump, or trap and shift, the violent V bottom or A top reversals. That's it. Simple rinse and repeat. There's no science, there's no gibberish, there's no analysis paralysis. Entry, stop loss, take profit. As you develop the skill set through your own daily routine and executions, you cannot do anything unless you do it yourself and build your muscle memory. Then you'll understand how to scale up these opportunities on smaller time frames through developing your expertise, which you only develop by doing it yourself. By building your watch list on signal days, understanding the templates that you are hunting. I like to look for shorting opportunities. So the more that I execute the same repeating setups over and over and over again, the better I get at executing those setups. Watching does nothing to build your skill set. If you can't identify any instrument, that's because you don't have setups that you're hunting. And instead, you're trying to trade markets. So the more specific that you get and you know exactly what you're hunting, you're not chasing things. You're not over leveraging. You're not trying to get back to the high water mark. You're not taking random, impulsive 49.51 trades. You're targeting 90, 10,
setups based on signal days where you almost can't lose. The same setups over and over and over again on any instrument, because you build your watch list every single day and then you follow those instruments to see if they're set up in your timing window, whether you trade Asia, London, or New York. And then you execute the setup, you manage your risk, and then when you're done, you don't hang around looking for more trades trying to catch moves. Remember what I said. Scalable opportunities to make a lot of money in a very short period of time, as Richard Dennis says. And then not doing any other types of random, impulsive, emotional, degenerate, self-sabotaging things in between that can damage the results that you get on money-making setups. This is a first Green Day template week and a day 2 backside explosive, scalable money-making setup. Now the next signal we'll look at is markets that break out on the day, or we can have markets that close and break out successively. So we have session opportunities, but we also have larger time frame templates. Remember, when we're looking at a 30-minute chart, these green lines represent the closing price. You can download this indicator for MT4 or whatever platform you're using. The platform's irrelevant. The signals are the same. We'll repeat that. The platform is irrelevant. If you like using TradingView or you like using Think and Swim or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's the signal. We're looking at candlesticks, we're looking at daily highs and lows, and we're looking at closing price levels. The same information every single trader has. What setup are you hunting? If I'm looking for short selling setups, breakouts on the day can be a signal, but so can markets that successively close in breakout. We have a market that closes in breakout. So you have to understand what that means. Traders say, I don't understand what a close and breakout means. It closes outside of a previous daily high or low level. But more importantly, markets only do 3 things. Markets only do 3 things, and gibberish isn't one of them, and neither is Science Project. If you're hunting the same setups, you're targeting instruments that give you the same signals. If you're targeting one instrument, then you have to understand what setup you're hunting. Otherwise, you're just randomly, impulsively going to the screen looking for trades. There's going to be 5% of traders that are excellent at trading certain markets, and the other 95% are going to be 50-50. Oh, I made a lot of money today, and then tomorrow they lose it. At the end of the week, they hope they're green. HTG, hope they're green. We're talking about a blueprint to rinse and repeat to hunt the same setups on any instrument, or 4 instruments in your basket out of 10, whatever, but hunting the same setups. And then building your expertise through daily repetition, building your watch list, going to the screen. Has that setup already played out in another session, or is it setting up into my session? There's only 2, a buy setup or a sell setup. Now, is it a pump, coil, and dump, or an A top? Is it a dump, coil, and pump, or a V bottom? There are only 2 when it sets up properly. So if I'm only hunting shorting opportunities, pump, coil, and dump, or an A top, it's as simple as that. You can make all kinds of, analysis, paralysis, and gibberish, and blocks, sweeps, soups, hunts, runs, goops, goos, all these other things. But what setup are you hunting? Exactly know what you're doing, and then understanding that markets only do 3 things. They break out and succeed, they break out and fail, or they're sideways in a trading range, and we can still sell high in a trading range. Or if you're looking for buying setups, you can still buy low in a trading range. It's that simple. If it's not that simple, you have made it complicated. The trader is the only variable in trading. Markets only do 3 things. Furus will teach you how to do everything. But markets only do 3 things. What are you doing this week? Which setup are you hunting? Shorting setups? Buying setups? Or are you trading one instrument? What type of template is it in? Is it a session nail and bail? Is it a high of day, low of day opportunity? A low of day, high of day opportunity?
Or is it a monkey hammer all in weekly range opportunity? We can have markets that break out and they give us a session opportunity, a nail and bail. High of week back to high of day level. Breakouts that fail. As a new week and a new timing cycle start, we can get breakouts that succeed and continue to trend. Traders will often just try and counter trend markets because they're up high or down low, when in fact the higher time frame is still driving this move. So you'll notice I'm not talking about all kinds of gibberish inside. Don't diddle in the middle. We're talking about daily signals, the daily time frame. This is a 30-minute chart, but this is a daily time frame template. Breakout, continuation, pullback, continuation, breakout again, pullback, continuation, a market closing in breakout, still making higher highs and higher lows on the daily chart, still offering us session opportunities to nail and bail. Why is it nail and bail? Because we're counter trending the higher time frame. Signal days come from the higher time frame. Then as the signal day offers an opportunity, is it a reversal setup or a trend trade setup? We have a market now potentially on the backside of the week, day 1, day 2, day 3, making lower highs and lower lows. Recognizing now as we get lower, do we still have an asymmetrical risk reward opportunity? What setup are you hunting? Are you continuing to chase a market because you're perceiving a trend, or are you hunting a rinse and repeat setup? Which instrument is offering you the 90-10? As this market starts to come back into the breakout, our opportunity gets smaller and smaller and smaller. New week, new timing cycle. Everything starts from Friday's closing price. If you have a signal in your timing window, what type of template sets up into the window? There are only two: pump, coil, and dump for a sell setup, or dump, coil, and pump. Signal days, money-making setups, not chasing markets. What's the higher time frame template? What signal day are you hunting? Pick one. If you pick all of them because you're trading one instrument, not a problem. Understand when that setup presents in your session, in your timing window. Building your watch list if you have a basket of instruments because you're hunting the same repeating setups. A triple plus today, a double plus, or an A plus opportunity. Which one is it? Adjust your position size accordingly, manage your risk, put in a profit target, lock in the money, and walk away. The trader is the only variable. Traders are random, impulsive, degenerate, gambling, self-sabotaging people in a lot of cases. What are you going to do today? What setups are you hunting? Sell setups, buy setups, first green days, first red days, inside days, days that are in breakout. What is the signal that you're hunting today? The daily signal. Remember what I said. I'm hunting opportunities that offer me daily setups for nail and bails, reversals, or high of week, low of week opportunities. Have you built your watch list for today or for the week? What session are you trading? Asia, London, New York, or a few, whatever. What type of template is setting up today, if indeed any setup? Buy template, a sell template. There's only two. There are only two. A top, V bottoms, pump, coil, and dump, or dump, coil, and pump. How is price behaving? What time is it? How are you behaving? Have you done the work and the preparation today? Do you understand exactly what you're doing? Are you playing to win or just going there looking for trades? Build your trading business on a rinse and repeat money-making blueprint. And in between, do nothing else. Degenerate, self-sabotaging, emotional, random, or impulsive. That can potentially put you on tilt, damage your trading account, and then pretend like nothing happened. It's not your fault. But once you're at the mouse, behind closed doors at the keyboard, you are the chief mouse clicker. If there's damage to your trading account today, the only person responsible is the person that's clicking the mouse. The only person responsible for any damage or lack of performance is the person clicking your mouse. Once that sets in, you'll realize it's a winning game, and the only real variable in trading is the trader. Markets only do 3 things. Release yourself from furu gibberish. Master your craft. Master your behavior, your mindset, your beliefs, your daily process, your daily routine. Build your watch list on the highest probability money-making opportunities. And then be patient, be disciplined. Let the market set up and come to you. And then lock in the money and walk away. Make this your best trading week ever, traders. And may the markets go with you.